What's going on, guys? Welcome back to today's 3D printing business vlog. In this video, we're going to fix a couple of printers. We're going to get into some 3 kilogram spools for the Prusa XL, and we're also going to install a new air purifier system into our printer room. So let's get right into it. Check this out. This gnarly clump that happened here. The silicone sock is somewhere in here. I think it's right there. Yeah, so I'm having trouble there. Also, I already cleared off this build plate, but I'm having trouble printing this sparkly purple filament. So I just redid both failed prints on different printers and they came out great. This one came out really good. And then this one over here also came out good. So I'm thinking those two printers, they probably just need their nozzles replaced. So let's get that done. Alrighty, so we're just gonna take the old nozzle apart here. We're going to take the cooling fan off. And we're going to take the thermistor out. Here's what it looks like. Hopefully you guys can see that. It doesn't look too bad, but I'm just going to replace it to avoid any potential future issues. Here's a new one. Take our thermal paste. Put a little thermal paste right over this hole here. And then directly to the right of it, we're going to put a decent little bit thermal paste on there. I'm just going to go ahead and spread that out. Now we're going to take the thermistor, stick the little piece into that hole, make sure it's in there good, and then the pad, just like that. And take this little retainer clip, what the heck? Slide that on. We're just going to clean it up a little bit with the paper towel. Now we're going to shove these wires into the little groove. You shove the little copper wires in first. Sorry if you can't see it. You shove the little copper wires in first, and then you put the thick wires over top to hold the thin wires in there, just like that. And then you put your fan back on over top of this, just like that. Now we slip the silicone sock back on, and that's it. We can put it back into the printer. Slip that on just like that. Screw it back in. Then we plug everything back in. Grab the tool head cover, plug this back in, put that back on. And good to go. Now we're just going to give the build plate a little rinse, and that one's done. After replacing the hot end, this printer is now back up and running, and looks like everything is good. Check this one out. This one is completely ruined. I don't know exactly what happened. You can see the silicone sock is gone. Like I said in the other clip, I think it got consumed up in that big blob of filament. This is just ruined. Hopefully we can take this apart easily. But yeah, let's go ahead and I'm going to do the same thing and swap this one out. Oh man, I don't know. It's like all fused together. I could heat it up to try to get it. All that plastic that's dried on there has just like fused this thing together. Wow. I don't know if you can see, but look at how dirty that fan is. That is really bad. So after further consideration, I think I'm just going to go ahead and get a new thermistor, maybe a new fan. I might just buy a completely new hot end for that printer because that one is so screwed up. I probably should have replaced it a long time ago. So that printer is probably just going to be out of commission for now, which is okay. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and replace the whole hot end for 35 bucks. That one is long overdue for a replacement. I don't even trust the thermistor on it or anything because it's just so screwed up. It honestly looks like rusted. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and order a new one of those. And I think I actually have enough Maker World points to get a $40 gift card, so it should be free, or like $5 after shipping or something like that. All right, so I am still having some trouble with one of these A1 minis. I'll show you guys right down here. It's this one. Every time I go to print with it, it kind of like goes off to the edge like that, and it's just causing a lot of feeding issues and a lot of like nozzle clogs, filament clogs, and stuff like that. So I think what I'm actually going to do, and I can't believe I didn't think about this earlier, but I'm probably just going to take this whole piece of particle board and I'm going to cut the entire front of it off, like right behind where this hole is, probably right in front of where the AMSs sit. I'm just going to cut that whole strip off so that way it's just kind of open area here. And that should hopefully fix it. This one's working fine. I think the problem really is the way that these PTFE tubes are routing, and I can't really fix them. So I'm just going to cut it there. I think it'll be better for both printers anyway, but This one is just really not even usable right now because of those PTFE tubes. Alright, so I cut the piece there in the front so that the PTFE has tons of room, and yet this printer is still being pulled to the side, and I don't understand what the problem is. I also used a little bit of a zip tie to make sure that those PTFEs were out in front, but it's still pulling the printer to the side, and I have no idea what could be causing that. This one is still totally fine. I don't understand. This printer was straight when I started the print, and the print came out fine, but I don't get what is, it has to be the PTFE tubes. Because other than the PTFE tube, the only thing connecting to the printer is the AMS power cable, but that wouldn't be pulling at all. So I had to do something about these PTFE tubes. All right, so I can't believe that I didn't realize this sooner, but I finally figured out why the A1 Mini is moving around. It's not because of the PTFE tubes. It is because it was missing some of the rubber feet on the bottom of the printer, which seems quite obvious now that I think about it. However, I just didn't think about it before. So I printed out these TPU feet that go on all four corners of the printer, and now that's fixed. So here's another thing that's new for me. I decided to pick up a 3 kilogram spool of black PLA from Zyro. I've never used a bigger spool actually than a 1 kilogram spool, mostly because, you know, the AMS doesn't really allow for it. But my idea behind this was I found this for a really good price. Their 3 kilogram spool on Amazon was on sale for, I believe, $26.99. So that comes out to about $9 per kilogram. And I figure for this, I can literally just leave this on the Prusa XL. And because the Prusa XL has the extending spool holder, and you know, with most multicolor 3D prints, you honestly almost always need black. If you're making some sort of character, you usually need black for their eyes, or you know, some sort of like text maybe that you're putting on the object. I find that a lot of multicolor 3D prints require me to use black, so I'm just going to take this 3 kilogram spool and put it on the Prusa XL, and then that way I'll just always have black on there. It's going to last a really long time. I always find that I need black and white, so maybe I'll try to find a 3 kilogram spool of white as well for a good price. And then that way those can just always be on the XL. Okay, so all we have to do is come over here and you just pull the spool holder out like that. And now you should be able to take this Mac Daddy, fit it on just like that. You can actually probably put, I think you could put like a 5 kilogram spool on there. Because there's way more space. So today we got a massive upgrade for our air purifying system. So we are going from this Dreo air purifier. This is the Dreo Micro Max S or something like that. So we are going from that little Dreo air purifier, and what we got is this air purifier from IQ Air. This one specifically is the IQ Air GC Multigas XE air purifier. So first we're going to open up this extra box that we got with it. So here are the air filters, and here is a better look at just how big these air filters are. And again, it uses 4 of them. So the first thing on top is this certificate of performance, and it has a real signature from whoever tested this thing over at IQ Air. Oh boy. Alrighty, and now the device is good to go and start working. And there it is running. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's pretty quiet. Alright, so I think I'm going to leave it right there for now. So do I think that this thing is overkill? It might be, to be honest. I'm probably not going to notice much of a difference because it's just an air purifier. But I really do think that this was a nice step up for my farm. I also decided to go ahead and install this little strip at the door of my 3D print room, just to try and help prevent any fumes from coming out, and also it does help to block some of the noise back there as well. Now I'm going to do a quick cleanup of the printer room, so I'll show you guys what that process looks like. All right, so the room is looking a lot better. I cleaned up all the filament scraps off the floor. I took out and replaced all the trash bags and everything like that. So it's much cleaner in here now. And we got a lot more room in the trash for not shoving stuff in there constantly trying to make it fit. You gonna help me pack some packages, Callie? All right, so I'm gonna show you guys how I pack a few orders. I really like these 6x6x6 boxes. I get them from Supply Hut on Amazon. And I find that 6x6x6 for me is a pretty versatile size in terms of the products that it can fit. Now, obviously for you, depending on what you sell, you're gonna need different size boxes. You may not be able to fit anything in a 6x6, or 6x6 may be way too big for you. But for me, it fits a lot of my stuff. Do a little shake test. Nothing's moving, so that's good. So I just wanted to give you guys a little updated view around the print farm because I've changed a lot recently. So there's the A1 Minis, there's the Flash Forge, and a P1P. Over here we got 3 P1Ps, 2 of which have AMSs on them now, 1 does not. And then we have our 3 P1Ss down here that all have AMSs on them. We have the Prusa XL right there, the P2S, and the H2V right there. And I'm getting set up for my video about how to get your 3D printing business up and running. So I got the lighting set up here. I got this nice camera here for recording videos. And that's what I'm going to be sitting on because I don't have a real chair.